You another one fresh hot off the press, exclusive leaked Foia paperwork homicide report for none other than Nlmb Lil Wet. Today, we're going to read how he was involved in this homicide that occurred on March 30th, 2017. We're getting right into it. If you have not already, please subscribe, because we will be going through this paperwork extensively. And the way it was given to me is not in order, so I had to put it in sequence that I thought made the most sense. So we'll be going through all of this, and you won't want to miss it. Definitely subscribe. Jumping right into it. This is a Chicago Police Department case supplementary report, and this is a canvas report of the scene of the homicide. And starting off with last offense classification, reclassification, homicide, first degree murder. Address of occurrence is 2704 East 75th Street. Location type is restaurant. Date of occurrence March 30th, 2017 at 15:3100 hours. Original offense classification homicide / first degree murder. Number of victims 4. Number of offenders 1. Number of arrested 0. Reporting officer James Carroll. Date submitted May 6, 2017, 1806. Assignment type field. This is a field investigation canvas report. Victims Stokes Emmanuel C. Type individual, male, black, Hispanic, 28. Date of birth redacted. Year 1988. Residence redacted. Chicago, Illinois. Description 5'7", 145. Black hair, dreadlock hairstyle. Brown eyes, medium brown complexion. Sobriety unknown. Other identifications. Type state ID number redacted. State Illinois. Jackson Raheem. Type individual. Male, black, 19 years. Date of birth redacted 1997. Residence unknown. Chicago, Illinois. Sobriety unknown. And if I didn't mention prior to this, these are the victims listed in this homicide report. Jackson Dylan, male, black, 20 years, type individual. Date of birth redacted, the year 1996. Residence unknown, Chicago, Illinois. Sobriety unknown. Davis Edwin, male, black, 30 years approximately. Residence redacted, Chicago, Illinois. Sobriety unknown. Suspects. Offenders, no details. Male, black, 17 through 23 years. Description, 5'9" through 5'11", black hair, dreadlock style hair, unknown eyes. Residence unknown, Chicago, Illinois. Wearing top unknown, vest. Top green hooded sweatshirt. Bottom maroon or burgundy cargo pants. Relationship of victim to offender is for each unknown. Item used, weapon. Victim injuries, Stokes Emmanuel, gunshot wound, handgun. Weapon description, blue steel. Extent, fatal. Injured by offender, Chicago Fire Department, provided first aid. CFD responding unit. Ambulance 55. Authorized by M.E. Jackson Raheem. Type, gunshot wound. Weapon used, handgun. Weapon description, blue steel. Extent, fatal. Injured by offender, Chicago Fire Department, provided first aid. CFD responding unit, ambulance 55. Authorized by M.E. Jackson Dylan. Gunshot wound. Weapon used, handgun. Weapon description, other, blue steel. Extent, fatal. Injured by offender, Chicago Fire Department, provided first aid. CFD responding unit, ambulance 55. Authorized by M.E. Davis Edwin. Type, gunshot wound. Weapon used, handgun. Weapon description, blue steel. Extent, fatal. Injured by offender, Chicago Fire Department, provided first aid. CFD responding unit, ambulance 55. Authorized by M.E. Location of incident, 2704 East 75th Street, Chicago, Illinois, code 293, restaurant. Date and time of incident, March 30th, 2017, 15:3100 hours. Death information, Stokes Emmanuel, C. Victim, date of death, March 30th, 2017, 16:32, pronounced by Nurse Maggie on March 30th, 2017 at 6:32 hours. Raheem Jackson Rahim, victim, date of birth, date of death, again, March 30th, 2017, 1632. Victim, pronounced by Nurse Maggie on March 30th, 2017, 1632. Jackson Dillon, date of death, March 30th, 2017, 1632. Victim, pronounced by Nurse Maggie on March 30th, 2017, at 1632. Davis Edwin, date of death, March 30th, 2017, at 1632, pronounced by Nurse Maggie on March 30th, 2017. Victim. Autopsy information. Autopsy date, March 31st, 2017. Performed by Dr. White. Cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. Medical examiner number 2017-01492. Autopsy date, March 31st, 2017. Performed by Dr. White. Cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. Medical examiner number 2017-01494. Autopsy date, March 31st, 2017. Performed by Dr. White. Cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. Medical examiner number 2017-01493. Autopsy date, March 31st, 2017. Performed by Dr. White. Cause of death, multiple gunshot wounds. Medical examiner number 2017-01491. Method codes, person shot. CAU codes, DNA. Personnel assigned, Detective Investigator James Carroll E., number 20356. Reporting Officer Nash Jeremy J., number 12553, beat 0333. Crime code summary 0110, homicide, first degree murder. IUCR associations 0110, homicide, first degree murder. We have victims: Edwin Davis, Jackson Dillon, Jackson Rahim, Stokes Emmanuel. We have suspect, offender, no details for each victim. Incident notification date and time, March 30th, 2017, 180100. Request type, on scene. Person name, DeCoke. Star number 5300. Notification date and time, March 30th, 2017, 165800. Request type, notification. Person name, Zone 7. Notification date and time, March 30th, 2017, 170900. Request type, on scene. Person name, Santoro. Star number 75. Notification date and time, March 30th, 2017, 155900. Request type, notification. Person name, Doherty. Star number 5329. Notification date and time, March 30th, 2017, 160700. Request type, notification. Person name, I cannot pronounce that. Star number 19702. Investigation. This is an Area Central Investigation Canvas supplementary case report and should be read in conjunction with all reports related to this record division number, RDJA 206252. 75 redacted, South Shore, redacted, female 1, 58, did not see or hear anything. 75 redacted, South Shore, redacted, female 1, 67, arrived home approximately 1600 hours, didn't see or hear anything. 75 redacted, South Shore, redacted, male 160, heard 6 to 7 gunshots at approximately 1530 hours but didn't see anything outside. 75 redacted, South Shore, male 1, 38, was by the daycare center when heard 6-7 shots, gave no further info. 75 redacted, South Shore, redacted, cell, redacted, was in his office, didn't see or hear anything. 75 redacted, South Shore, redacted, male 1, 65, did not see or hear anything. 75 redacted, South Shore, redacted, all one apartment, redacted, female 1, 58, heard six gunshots, but didn't see or hear anything. 75, redacted, South Shore, redacted, female 1, 58, redacted, female 1, 47, redacted. Both came home after the shooting occurred, observed yellow tape on the street. 75, redacted, South Shore, redacted, no answer. 75, redacted, South Shore, redacted. Female 1, 32, cell, redacted, heard 2 sets of gunshots, 5 seconds apart, 7 to 9 shots. 75, redacted, South Shore, redacted, no answer. 26, redacted, East 75th Street, abandoned building, no answer. 74, redacted, South Coles, redacted, female 1 was sleeping, heard several gunshots. 26, redacted, East 75th Street, second, no answer. 26, redacted, East 75th Street, redacted, worker 4, redacted, just heard shots. 75, redacted, South Coles, apartment, redacted, no answer. 75, South Coles, apartment, redacted, no answer. 75, redacted, South Coles, apartment, redacted. Heard 5 gunshots, then pause. Then 4 more gunshots. Redacted said someone lying in yard. Went to talk to police. Redacted, female 1, 22, redacted, 94. Did not hear shots, looked out window, saw a man lying in yard, told dad. Redacted, female 1, 44, redacted, 73, saw, heard nothing. 75, redacted, South Coles, apartment, redacted, no answer. 27, redacted, East 75th Street, redacted, got home at 15:56 hours, didn't see or hear anything. 27, redacted, East 75th Street, no answer. Report by Detective J. Carroll, number 20356. In the next page we have is a supplementary report. This is a progress report. The reporting officer is Brian Roney. The date this was submitted is June 2nd, 2017, 14:39. The assignment type is a field. Primary detective assigned is James Carroll. This is a field investigation progress report. Victims: Jackson Raheem. Type: individual, male, black, 19. Date of birth: redacted, 97. I believe this is just going to list the victims again, so we'll scroll past this because we are in the know of this information already, and to not be repetitive, we're going to scroll down past some of this information that we read on pages prior. This is the same information from the previous report. All right, and here we go. We have an investigation section. This is an Area Central Investigations Canvas supplementary report, case report, and should be read in conjunction with all reports related to this record division number, RDJA 206252. Responding sergeant had the responsibility of recovering video from digital video recorders, DVR, located inside Nadia's restaurant. A preliminary examination of the 2 DVRs inside the restaurant revealed that neither DVR was recording at the time of the homicides. Responding sergeant collected the 2 DVRs and brought them back to Area Central for further examination. Results of secondary examination were consistent with preliminary results. The digital video recorders were not recording at the time of the incident and did not capture the event. Video equipment recovered from Nadia restaurant was inventoried. Inventory number 138-93906. Sergeant Brian Roney, number 2244, Area Central Detective Division. And now we have a cleared closed arrest and prosecution case supplementary report. They list the victims, and they are the same victims that are listed on the case. The suspect is still no details, male, black, 17 to 23 years of age. And the description of the suspect is 5'9" to 5'11", black hair, dreadlocks hairstyle, and unknown eyes. And they list the victim's injuries and the autopsy information. And we have now some other individuals involved. We have a redacted name, female, black, 39 years. Date of birth, redacted, 1977. Residence, redacted, Chicago, Illinois. She is a person interviewed, non-witness. We also have another person interviewed, non-witness, which is redacted, female, black, 55 years. Date of birth, redacted, 1962 year. Residence, redacted, Chicago, Illinois. We have another person interviewed, non-witness, male, white, 65, date of birth, redacted, 1951. Residence, redacted, Blue Island, Illinois, redacted. We have a person that was re-interviewed, name redacted, male, black, residence redacted, Chicago, Illinois, redacted. And underneath that, we have associations of the victims to the suspects, and they don't have listed an offender. They have listed an offender with no details for each victim. And we have the notification types that were notified when the homicide occurred, which we read prior. Okay, we have some investigation. This is an area central investigation, clear, close arrest, and prosecution case supplementary report, and should be read in conjunction with all reports related to this record division number, RDJA 206252. In custody, Harris Maurice, male, 1, 19, redacted, 97, redacted, CB number 194-60767, IR number redacted. Arresting officers, Beat 262A, PO Kane number 10724, PO Fram number 12194, Beat 262, Sergeant Ekman number 1727, Beat 262E, PO Purchases, and these are all the arresting officers listed here. Date, time, and location of arrest: April 4th, 2017, 14:52 hours, 12601 Southwestern, number E, Blue Island, Illinois. Charges: 720 ILCS 591A1, murder, first degree. Court date / branch, April 11th, 2017, branch 66. Approved. Felony charges approved by ASA Cheryl Galvin. Evidence: inventory number 139-193-87. One DVD containing phone records from 2 cell phones belonging to Maurice Harris. Inventory number 139-193-80. One DVD containing Facebook uploads under screen name redacted. Notifications: Cook County State's Attorney Office, ASA, Cheryl Galvin. Interviewed: male 1, 62, redacted, 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 female 1, 55, redacted, 62, redacted, female 1, 39, redacted, 77, redacted, male 2, redacted, 51, redacted. Statements: Harris Maurice, ERI. Investigation. On April 4th, 2017, at 14:52 hours, Maurice Harris was placed in custody by 2nd District Tactical Officers. Harris was transported to Area Central and placed into interview room number 1 at 15:25 hours with the ERI system activated. Detective Carroll spoke with Beat 262 Sergeant Eichmann at Area Central. Eichmann stated that he became aware that the offender, Maurice Harris, was wanted for a homicide that occurred at 75th and Coles. Eichmann learned that the redacted possibly could be staying at redacted. Eichmann, along with other officers, relocated to said location and spoke with redacted. Redacted informed Eichmann that Maurice Harris redacted and that he was not home. Eichmann left redacted a contact number and informed her they wanted to speak to Maurice Harris about the death of his father. Eichmann received a phone call from a male claiming to be Maurice Harris after leaving Redacted. The male on the phone eventually agreed to meet Eichmann at a Pizza Hut restaurant in Blue Island, Illinois. Eichmann observed a male black who matched the description of the wanted offender Maurice Harris standing in front of the Pizza Hut restaurant located at 12601 Southwestern, Blue Island, Illinois. Eichmann stated said male black told him his name was Maurice Harris. Arresting officers placed Maurice Harris in custody without incident. Eichmann turned over a cell phone to Detective Carroll that Harris had in his possession. Detective Carroll learned that the number to said phone is redacted. Detective Carroll and Detective Sipshin interviewed Maurice Harris at Area Central. Harris was given his Miranda warnings at 16:03 hours. The following is a summary of the interview and should not be considered verbatim. Refer to the ERI video for the complete interview. Maurice Harris. Harris stated that on the evening of March 29, 2017, he was at a tattoo shop on 67th and Chaplin with a girl. Harris received a phone call from someone telling him that his father, Jerry Jacobs, was shot at 79th and Phillips. Harris called Redacted to inquire about what hospital Jacobs was taken to. Harris was informed that Jacobs was at South Shore Hospital. Harris first went to 79th and Phillips, but nobody was there. Harris then went to South Shore Hospital. Jerry Jacobs was transported to Stroger Hospital by ambulance. Harris followed said ambulance in a separate vehicle. Harris stated that his father died from his wounds at Stroger Hospital sometime in the early morning hours of March 30 of 2017. Harris did not speak to police or detectives when they arrived at Stroger. Harris does not know why or who shot his father because he just got out of jail 2 months ago. Harris stated that he is very close to his father and they spent every day together since Harris was released from jail. Harris believes he left Stroger Hospital around 0200 hours on March 30th, but wasn't certain of the exact time. Harris went to Redacted House at Redacted from Stroger Hospital. Harris stated that he stayed at the location all day and night on March 30th, 2017. Harris later admitted that he did leave Redacted on March 30th to help prepare for his father's funeral. Harris denied ever being in a black Jeep Grand Cherokee or knowing anyone who owns one. Harris informed Carroll and Sipshin that the cell phone in his possession when he was arrested does not belong to him. Harris stated he has redacted cell phone because he did not want to answer calls on his phone after his father was murdered. An attorney for Maurice Harris arrived at Area Central at approximately 16:34 hours on April 4, 2017. Harris refused to answer any additional questions and the interview was terminated. Reporting detectives notified that family members of Maurice Harris were at Area Central. Detective Carroll met with Redacted, who stated she is Redacted and she lives at Redacted. Detective Carroll informed Redacted that Harris was under arrest for murder. Redacted immediately became angry and stated, "He didn't do no murder. He has been with me since his father was murdered." Detective Carroll attempted to continue the interview with negative results. Redacted refused to answer any additional questions, and left Area Central at approximately 17:25 hours. Redacted offender Maurice Harris arrived at Area Central requesting to speak to detectives. Detective Carroll interviewed Redacted at Area Central. The following is a summary of the interview with Redacted and should not be considered a verbatim statement. Redacted stated that on March 30 of 2017, at approximately 0700 hours, offender Maurice Harris called informing her about the death of Jerry Jacobs. Redacted stated that Maurice Harris told her that he was at Stroger Hospital. Redacted called Maurice Harris throughout the day on March 30th to make sure he was okay. Redacted stated she did not see Maurice Harris at any time on March 30th, 2017. Redacted showed Detective Carroll her cell phone contact list, which contained the same name, Redacted Maurice. The number listed with said contact was Redacted, stated that said number was Maurice Harris's cell phone number. ASA Galvin arrived at Area Central and was apprised of the facts of the investigation. ASA Galvin approved 4 counts of first-degree murder against Maurice Harris at 2100 hours on April 4, 2017. Detective Edwards, number 21099, requested a search warrant of the account associated with the T-Mobile cell phone number of redacted. Search warrant 17SW5462 was reviewed by ASA Murtaugh and signed by Judge Chiampas on April 5th, 2017 at 1701 hours. Detective Edwards, number 21099, requested a search warrant of the account associated with the T-Mobile cell phone number of redacted. Search warrant 17SW5463 was reviewed by ASA Saucedo and signed by Judge Chiampas on April 5th, 2017 at 1705 hours. The following is a summary of the interview with redacted that occurred on April 6, 2017 and should not be considered a verbatim statement. Redacted. Detective Carroll received a phone call at Area Central from Redacted at approximately 1520 hours. Redacted stated that he was watching the news and observed a picture of the offender, Maurice Harris, on TV. Redacted recognized Harris from being on his front porch at Redacted in Blue Island, Illinois. Redacted above location. Redacted stated it was on April 2nd, 2017 at approximately 1700 to 1800 hours when he observed Harris. Redacted approached and asked Harris what business he had at his building. Harris replied that he was trying to get a hold of someone. Redacted informed Harris that he was calling the police. Harris called Redacted a coward and left the area in a white SUV. On April 11, 2017, Redacted was subpoenaed to appear at the Cook County Grand Jury located at 2650 South California on April 18, 2017 at 0900 hours. Redacted arrived with her attorney, Redacted. In the presence of her attorney, Redacted agreed to speak with ASA Santini and Detective Carroll about the investigation. The following is a summary and should not be considered a verbatim. Redacted stated that offender Maurice Harris, Redacted, and Jerry Jacobs, Redacted. Jacobs was shot and killed on March 29, 2017. Redacted stated that due to Jacobs' death, numerous people, family, friends began to show up at her residence located at Redacted on the morning of March 30th, 2017. Redacted stated people were in and out of her house throughout the day. Redacted stated offender Harris did not come to her house on March 30th, 2017. Redacted added that she did not see Harris until Friday, March 31st, 2017. Redacted believed Harris was staying with his girlfriend on March 30th, but wasn't sure. Redacted did not know any information about Redacted. ASA Santini questioned Redacted about what she told detectives on April 4, 2017 at Area Central. Redacted stated that she originally told Detectives Carroll that offender Harris was with her every day since the murder of Jerry Jacobs. Redacted admitted that was not true and she only said that because she was upset. On April 11, 2017, witness Redacted was subpoenaed to appear at the Cook County Grand Jury located at 2650 South California on April 19, 2017 at 0900 hours. Redacted arrived and agreed to speak with ASA Santini and Detective Carroll about this investigation. In essence, Redacted repeated the same facts he originally told detectives regarding the case. Redacted was shown a copy of the photo array he viewed on April 1st, 2017, in which the offender, Maurice Harris, was placed in position number 1. Redacted stated he remembered viewing the photo array and identifying the photo in position number 1 as the person who shot and killed Edwin Davis and Emmanuel Stokes on March 30th, 2017. Redacted added that he has seen the shooter around the neighborhood a few times in the past and knows he goes by the nicknames Lil Wet or Reese. Redacted was asked if at any time he told detectives about the nicknames Lil Wet or Reese. Redacted stated he was absolutely sure he did not tell detectives on scene about the shooter's nicknames. Redacted thought he told them at the police station but wasn't certain. Redacted was asked by ASA Santini if he had any additional questions or concerns about the case or the grand jury process. Redacted stated that he is concerned with his safety. Redacted has received numerous hang-up phone calls and observed some Facebook threats involving this case. Redacted was immediately referred to Cook County Victim Witness Assistance Program to address his concerns. Redacted agreed to testify in front of the Cook County grand jury in connection with this investigation. Redacted was informed and stated he understood that no promises were made to him in exchange for his testimony. The following is a summary of the interview with Redacted and should not be considered a verbatim statement. Redacted stated that on March 30th, 2017, at approximately 15:30 hours, he was sitting on his bed facing eastbound. Redacted heard 5 to 6 gunshots from outside. Redacted turned around and looked out his bedroom window. Redacted observed a male black lying on the sidewalk on the northeast corner of 75th Street and Coles. Redacted stated he also observed a male black with a light-colored t-shirt and blue jeans running southbound on Coles across 75th Street. Redacted stated a male black wearing a blue and green jacket ran out of the Nadia restaurant and fled northbound. Redacted stated he was unsure if the male ran out of the Nadia restaurant had a hoodie on up because he only saw him for a second. Redacted called 911. On May 4th, 2017, Redacted dropped off video to Area Central for Detective Carroll. Said video contained images recorded from 2 outdoor surveillance cameras located at 26 Redacted East 74th Place. Redacted is redacted. In essence, video showed the same thing as video recorded from the aforementioned outdoor cameras located at 26 Redacted East 74th Place. A maroon SUV is observed eastbound on 74th Place, followed by a 4-door white or gray car with a black front bumper. It should be noted that Detective Carroll was in contact with Redacted numerous times before above date attempting to recover video. Redaction was cooperative but asked that no police come to his residence to recover video. Video display time is approximately 12 minutes ahead of real time. On April 27, 2017, reporting detectives received and viewed Facebook content from screen name Redacted, uploaded photos of offender Maurice Harris pointing a black handgun and of a Glock 27 semi-automatic 40 caliber handgun were not available. Reporting detectives learned that records only contained content uploaded from March 18, 2017 through April 1, 2017. Attempts to resubmit the request to include content uploaded from January 16, 2017 through March 17, 2017 were met with negative results at this time. Recovered Facebook content was copied to a DVD and inventoried under inventory number 139-19380. On May 5th, 2017, reporting detectives received and viewed the cell phone records from number Redacted, recovered from Maurice Harris, in parentheses. Said records contained all incoming/outgoing calls and cell tower hits from March 29, 2017 through April 5, 2017. Reporting detectives learned that cell phone number was a prepaid account with no subscriber information and that all times are reflected in coordinated universal time. Reporting detectives are aware that UTC time was 5 hours ahead of Central Standard Time on March 30, 2017. Reporting detectives discovered numerous tower hits associated with above cell phone number in the area of 75th and Coles on March 30, 2017 at 15:31 hours. At 2021-03 and 2023-16, reporting detectives observed tower hits at 2250 East 75th Street. At 2028-01 and 2030-07, responding detectives observed tower hits at 300610 East Cheltenham Place. At 2031-52, responding detectives observed a tower hit again at 2250 East 75th Street. 2250 East 75th Street is approximately 4 city blocks west of 75th and Coles, and 300610 East Cheltenham Place is approximately 4 city blocks south of 75th and Coles. On May 5th, 2017, reporting detectives received and viewed the cell phone records from number from redacted. Said records contained all incoming and outgoing calls and cell tower hits from March 29, 2017 through April 5th, 2017. Reporting detectives learned that above cell phone number was a prepaid account with no subscriber information and that all times are reflected in coordinated universal time. Reporting detectives discovered a cell tower hit at 7847 South Jeffrey on 3/30/2017 at 20:38:11 UTC, approximately 7 minutes after the shooting homicide in this case. 7847 South Jeffrey is approximately 10 city blocks southwest of 75th and Coles. An additional tower hit also occurred at 3006 East Cheltenham Place at 20:39:14. Throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening hours of March 30th, 2017, reporting detectives discovered numerous cell tower hits, all of which occurred at 7847 South Jeffrey. All cell phone records were copied onto a DVD and inventoried under inventory number 139-193-87. This investigation is cleared, closed, arrest, and prosecution. Report by Detective Carroll, number 20356, Detective Dolly, number 20640, Detective Edwards, number 21099, Detective Hurley, number 21174, Detective Murphy, number 20681, Detective Sipshin, number 20714. And we're going to go ahead and leave it off there for part 1. And I'm going to come right behind this with part 2, and you won't want to miss part 2. There is some very interesting images and things you would want to see. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment, but definitely subscribe. Thank you, and tune in for part 2. Peace.